Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about why I think the Washington Commanders have a chance to do something really special in the 2023 season. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, that notification bell as well. It really does help out the channel. It's free and it just takes a few seconds. I hope everyone is enjoying their college football game day. There's been a lot of good games, including that Colorado game with Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Shedeur Sanders getting that win. Hokies also playing tonight. Hopefully they beat ODU. But let's get into the video and why I think the Commanders have a chance to do something special this year. And I'm not talking about winning a Super Bowl. That would be great. But what I'm talking about is really just revitalizing a franchise and changing the trajectory of this franchise. Like, this is the year, the season where I think things are really going to start to change. And we can already see that with the season opener being sold out week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. And of course, this is all, that started because of Josh Harris, replacing Dan Snyder as the owner. This was not going to happen with Dan Snyder as the owner. So Josh Harris comes in and the fan base is revitalized. Everyone wants to go to the FedEx Field, and fans that were not fans are back to being fans, and people who are still fans but not as excited about the team are starting to get excited now, because that dark cloud that was Dan Snyder has gone away, and now it's a sunny day with Josh Harris, at least for the next couple years. And if they have even a semi-successful season this year, like I'm talking 9-10 wins, and they make the playoffs, and if they win a playoff game, that would be great. But let's just say they make the playoffs, everyone's going to be super hype, super excited, and they'll be like, you know what, we might be able to get a new head coach, new general manager, everything like that, a new coaching staff, and a fresh new start with a good, solid football team, and we could really go places from there. And if Sam Howell ends up being, what we think he could be, and being a good quarterback in this league, which, he's shown flashes of that. He did last year in the Cowboys game, and then he's, done well this offseason, training camp, in, joint practices, OTAs, and the preseason. If he's able to play well this year, like, the optimism for this franchise is going to be through the roof, because if you can get even average quarterback play from a 5th round rookie, you're paying them like $700 to like $1 million a year. In the later part of the contract, it'll be a little bit more. So you're barely paying them, and you're able to pay the rest of your team a lot of money. You can win with that. Maybe not win a Super Bowl, but you can go far. Like, you can win a playoff game or 2 each year if you have a good team around him. And I think we're getting there. Still have some holes at the offensive line position, really all those spots I believe are holes, except for Sam Cosmi and maybe like Nick Gates. Like, ideally, your line looks completely different in 2 years. Like, you have a new left tackle. Your left guard is someone else, or someone on this roster develops into a good left guard, whether it's Braden Daniels, Sadiq Charles, and then center, you got Ricky Stromberg hopefully next year. I feel good about that. Sam Cosmi at right guard, and eventually you get in a new right tackle there. But you don't have to have elite guys at each position, but if you can get solid guys, that would be good. And some of these guys, like Wiley, has a chance to be solid. We'll see what he does. But also, I think people are happy. Josh Harris just put in $40 million to, not rebuild FedEx, but, make it a little bit better. They added these, side, not Jumbotrons, but I mean, it is kind of a Jumbotron right here and right here. And then they also, let's go over it. So, allocated towards new sound systems and video boards, new theme suits, food vendors, in-bowl and concourse repairs, and other enhancements. And he's also made the food cheaper and made it more affordable, which is what you want. You don't want to go to a game and pay whatever, $100, $70 for a ticket, and have to spend $40 a person on food, and beverages, which that's usually what it is. If you want like a good meal, it's going to be like $30-$40, and that he's making that price cheaper. It's not going to be as cheap as it is in Atlanta, where you can get like 20 different things for $20, but he's getting it cheaper, a lot cheaper, which is definitely a step in the right direction. And it just, it gets people, like, little things like that weren't happening before, and those things get fans excited. And also, he's going to treat the players better, spend a little bit more money on like hotels, food for players, and like amenities for families and stuff like that. Stuff makes a difference. And I really think, and like the whole kind of point of this video is just to talk about, like, I really believe this fan base is, revitalized, rejuvenated, whatever you want to say. Like, we are back, and that shows in this sold out season opener, and it's gonna be like 90% Commanders fans, and the real test will be after that. But if we start winning, like the title says, we have the chance to build something really special this year, and be from one of the, like, we're always like a fan base has been still good the last years. It hasn't been not nearly what it was before, but like you go to some of these, you look at some of the away games, like we have a decent amount of fans like there. Like at the Colts game, some people said we had more than them. So, our fans are still there. They just don't want to support Dan. They didn't want to support Dan. But now that he's gone and we got Josh Harrison, these guys are coming back, and it's just changing this franchise and the city that once was a football town. It still is a little bit, but just people, it's not talked about a lot. It's like, oh, you're a Commanders fan. They're like, oh, sorry. But hopefully in a few years from now, not only will we be more respected, because we're already more respected with Josh Harrison and stuff like that, we'll actually be good, and I think we have the chance to really do that. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. BetUS is the leading online sports betting company. They've got every sport you want to bet on, and today, college football, so you can bet on that. There was a great Colorado TCU game. And, you got NFL coming around the corner in less than a week. You got the Thursday night matchup to open the season with the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs. If you use my link in the description, you get 125% first time deposit match. So if you put in $100, you get $225 back to use to put bets on different teams or props. And you can do live bets, you can do parlays, you can do futures, you can do over unders for the Commanders wins if you want to. If you think they're going to win over 6.5, you can make some money if they do. Or if you think they're going to win 8+, you can make a decent amount of money because it's plus odds for that. So shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video, and bet responsibly. And one other thing I wanted to mention, I really think it is important the Commanders have a good season this year, because if we end up going out and winning, we go 6-11, and then everyone's like, okay, same old Commanders, not good enough to make some noise in the playoffs, but not bad enough to get a top pick, and people are going to get discouraged and stuff like that. But if we go out and win, let's say 9, even if it's 9-8, we probably make the playoffs with that. We win a playoff game, everyone's going to be hyped. But even if we don't, they'll be optimistic, especially if Sam Howell did well. And maybe they're okay, we move on from Vera, bring in a new coaching staff, front office, and we'll be going in the right direction. Or if we completely sell, and like if we're terrible in the beginning, like let's say 0-4, and then Josh Harris like, okay, Ron Rivera, you're gone, and then we sell a lot of our players, and we go like, let's say 3-14, or realistically like 5-12, and we end up getting a top 5 pick. I think, fans obviously won't be happy, but they're like, okay, we're completely tearing down our coaching staff, our front office, and getting a top 5 pick, and maybe getting Caleb Williams, Drake May, or, another guy. There's a bunch of quarterbacks in this class. I mean, those two, you got Michael Penix, you got Shedeur Sanders, you got Bo Nix, you got Spencer Rattler, you got Quinn Ewers. We don't know where any of these guys are going to go. Some of those guys might be 4th, 5th round picks, and a lot of those will be 1st round picks. And I missed names as well, but there's a lot of quarterbacks in this class if Hal doesn't, do well. But I think he's going to do solid this year, and then, give himself a chance to be that, or not a chance, but if he does well, he'll be that quarterback the next year and probably after that. So I just really am excited about this season, because we've really been in the gutters. I mean, the last 20 so years we have been, but really the last like 5 years, like the last couple years of Jay Gruden, and then the whole Rivera era, it's just really been in the gutters. We've been just really not optimistic about this team, about the direction of the organization. And this year, it's starting to change. You can see that with the numbers, with the fans, and I think we have a chance to do something really special, which is bring a team that's at the bottom, at least nationally, teams, people look at us like we're, the gutter, and go to one of the premier franchises in the league. It's not going to happen overnight, but I think it could happen in the next few years, and this is a key year. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace. Go Hokies.